Good morning, folks. What's going on today? What's up, Zem? Good to see you. When will you make alcohol? That's more of a celebratory thing, I think, after we complete Project Save the Day. I'm still looking for that alt recipe. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. I'm still in the middle of my breakfast here. I was rushing around a bit this morning, taking care of some stuff before stream. They're gonna have to deal with me dealing my Cheerios before we get started here. Damon Baby looked pretty fun. It was fun. It was a pretty neat game, and it didn't occur to me last night, but now in retrospect, if you're like a big NIS fan, if you like NIS's like real kitschy, unique, extremely Japanesey games, I think Damon Baby is for you. I think you'd get a kick out of that one. Seemed to match their vibe pretty well. But yeah, it had good mechanics. I liked the movement and the combat more than I thought I would, and just the idea of throwing a baby to teleport. That feels like one of those things where that was probably the first idea they had for the game. Like, they were sitting around and the director was like, what if we make a game where you yeet a baby? And everybody was silent for a minute. And then he was like, no, seriously. And then they're like, okay, how can we make this work? And you end up with a game like that. It's like, to this day, I'm convinced that Resident Evil 4 started as just a firearm reloading simulator. And the folks at Capcom just figured out how to build an entire game around that. Because there has never been, and I honestly don't think there ever will be, another game with reloading animations so lushly, lovingly rendered as that game has. It's frankly incredible. Oh, yeah. We'll get to it as soon as I'm done eating. Good morning, Baller. There was Receiver. Receiver. I'll give you that. Receiver is a very special game. Receiver and Receiver 2. I love those games. I'm terrible at them, but I'm a big fan of their overall vibe. A friend of mine actually beat the first one. I don't know if you ever beat the second one. Quite an accomplishment, that. I'm looking at all of this and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna light my concrete plant. We'll talk about that today. You're probably already aware of this, but it's gonna be another big architecture day. But I think to very important ends, I'm gonna put the finishing touches on my concrete plant and get that fully operational. And then we're gonna go right into another big construction project. We're gonna build a chemical plant. I'm going to build the area. There's gonna be less of building and more an area, because I want it to look like an oil refinery, because it's literally going to be an oil refinery. We're gonna bring in oil from all over the world, process it mainly into fuel, and then from there into the packaged fuel and plastics and rubbers that we need for other things. But that should form the foundation of our truck network, because my main issue with using trucks right now, I don't have ready access to fuel. I could throw coal in there, but I don't think coal is going to be efficient enough for the routes that I'm going to need them to drive. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure basic fuel is going to be efficient enough. I may need to make the jump to turbo fuel, which is possible. But that'll require a little extra engineering. Hey, Dave, you out there? I have something to share when Dave gets here. All right, I'm almost done here. Schedule reminder. On my current schedule, there are no streams over the weekend. I apologize, but it is what it is. Boy, I've really come to love that phrase these days. After today, next stream will be on Monday. It'll be more satisfactory, and we'll see where we're at that point. Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings will be satisfactory, unless I've got something else to do. My girls finished their academic school year yesterday, which means they're home now. And I basically told them last night, if there's anything y'all want to do, we'll do it. But if they're gonna lay around the house and like play games and watch TV, then frankly, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna spend that time streaming. So I may need to beg off of some of our morning streams to do stuff with them. We'll see how that goes. And then next Wednesday and Thursday, I'm planning on doing Next Fest stuff. So I will probably open. Well, as soon as the Next Fest starts, I'll open up submissions for that. I think Monday. Wonder if RE will ever go back to that nerve-wracking panic over running out of bullets and healing items instead of having one-man armies. I think it will. I mean, I think game design in general is just cyclical. I think with a franchise like Resident Evil, like there's always a push to like innovate and do new things with it. But they're also going to reach a point where their experiments kind of stop paying off and they go back to basics in a way. I feel like, not being a huge Resident Evil fan myself, you're kind of observing most of this from the outside. I kind of feel like the transition between Resident Evil 3 and 4 and the transition between Resident Evil 6 and 7 were like that. Where they were an interesting mix of forging off in new directions, but also pulling back in some ways to the things that made people fall in love with the series from the beginning. You know, 3 to 4 was obviously the big shift towards more action-oriented. Was that dude who just got run over all right? No, he's dead. He doesn't exist anymore. But don't worry, there'll be more. All right, give me 1 sec. I will be right back, and then we'll get to it. Be kind of a weird question, but when y'all eat, does your nose run? Because this is something that started happening with me just over the... What was that? My headphones talk to me. That was weird. Over the last couple of years, I've discovered that when I'm eating something, generally a meal, my nose will just start running. Regardless, I don't have allergies now. It's not a matter of being sick. It just does. Trucks for oil transport are fine. You can do worse, like doing all your oil transports by sea vessel and funnel them through a natural bottleneck that easily blocked off. Oh yeah, and then like, imagine if you just arbitrarily pissed off one of the major global powers, kind of overseeing adjacent to that bottleneck. You know, you can only do so much with geography, but like geopolitics, I mean, you can just, you know, not piss people off. Welcome back to Satisfactory. This is my factory. And I think it's pretty cool looking. But we need to finish it. We need to finish it. We need it to be finished and good. So this is the logistics floor. There's nothing here right now, and I think for this particular factory, there's not going to be much. But we'll see as it expands. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. Oh yeah, power. Power is another thing we're gonna have to work out. I'm okay with hacky power right now, but... So, the thing is with lights, I have kind of a limited assortment of options here. Excuse me. I'm not really sure how best to do it. Let's try... Actually, no, that wasn't right. I'm just going to try these basic ceiling lights for now. And I'm going to space them like so. And I put that one wrong. Wow, I fucked up all of those. Amazing. How did I do that? How? Alright, I guess instead of this... we could do, like... put one right there. Hey, Ms. Roy. Oh, Ms. Roy muted me? Wow, I could say anything about them right now. And they would have no idea. You know, chat. Ms. Roy is super cool. I think Ms. Roy is just the bee's knees. Okay, well that's... Jesus, my eyes! Sweet Christ. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. Alright, that's not actually gonna work. Can I build... Wait a minute, can I build light switches yet? I can build a light control panel. That's cool, alright. Huh, it needs... Of all the things it needs... AI limiters were not something that I expected. You never dare say that to their face. Oh, I know. I know. I'd be too intimidated, frankly. Yeah, we'll probably screw around with this more in the future. But for now, let's see, their power node. I forget how these hook up to power. I think it's from the back. No, it's from the front. No, it's from the front. Apparently people are going to look at Trump's I made a deal with Iran as him being the man instead of him just undoing his original screw up. I mean, it's not... Honestly, it's not even that. Like, he hasn't even really made a deal, you know? Alright, those are all wired up. Unfortunately, I can't daisy chain these things as much as I might like to. Okay, I see what we need to do here. We're gonna have to wall outlet this. Wow. I can actually attach it. This isn't even the most annoying part. Pretty sure they didn't actually care. The real point is going to be belligerent and blow people up. Yep. I mean, it's always been the Republican ethos. Well, I shouldn't be unfair here. Being a soulless warhawk is not exclusively limited to the Republican Party. There are certainly some blood-gargling psychopaths in the Democratic Party as well. Did I really just misalign all of these when I was making them? Good lord. Reprehensible, chat. Read yesterday, making a move to officially rename... Yeah. Yeah, the Department of War. Yeah, I'll never call it that. Alright, well, we have light in here. I don't know. That's nice and stark. I think I'm pretty okay with that. I think that's gonna be fine. Nothing good ever came out of calling something a ministry. Out of curiosity, I'm curious what this looks like from outside, though. I mean, that's pretty cool, honestly. I'm pretty okay with that. Let me throw some... I throw a ladder out here so I can actually get to my upper floor. Well, holy shit, this is a tall building. In the Middle East, everyone in power in our government has been a blood-gargling monster for decades. Unfortunately true. Oh, crap. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I basically filled this in. So I think we really just need to cap this one off. And we're good. Let's get to zooping. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Said the band. I think I remember listening to a couple songs and liking them well enough. Before you fill in this building with whatever we want to do with it, realize it's just 20 feet too short to fit everything in. Fortunately, I am 99% sure I made this building bigger than I will ever need it to be. Because, again, this is just for concrete. And look, I am the first to admit that I generally build things too small, but not this time. I think I made this one needlessly huge, and I am straight up happy about that. I am pleased. Oh, I made some blueprints. I made a few extra blueprints last night, before I... Except it's not actually gonna help me in this situation. But yeah, I made 2 blueprints for big pillars and small pillars, because I thought they might need them, because I realized last time that I was kinda wasting a lot of time zooping out pillars when I could be just slapping down. And I made a fuel generator tower blueprint that we are hopefully going to make great use of today. Apparently, a game about digging a hole was born out of a scrap feature from Solarpunk. They're expecting some cheap throwaway game that would barely get a few hundred players. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Alright, well, anyway. Ooh, you know what? Actually, wait. Instead of that... Let's do glass up here, too. That'll look really neat. I mean, like, if you can see it. Underestimate our unreasonably huge appetite for do dumb goofy shit, this simulator type of games? Yeah, seriously. Okay. And now to just drive everybody insane, I'm gonna slap a bunch of concrete pillars here, because I can. Because I want this to look nice. There we go. There we go. Cool. Okay. Pretty cool looking. Put this ladder up here so I can... Oh, crap. That was actually the wrong place to do that. Let's put it in a more obvious spot, like here. Now we have power washing AT-ATs. Yep. We surely do. I think last week I had a different idea for this. I'm cool with this though. I think we're just gonna do this. Plans change, people change, everything changes, chat. Nothing stays the same. Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna delete some of this stuff. The real problem here is I don't have a good way to get up to the second floor. Yet. Also, all of this stuff is going to have to be re-swatched because I was fussy and I decided to make everything a different color than, oh yeah, I decided to make everything a different color from default, so. That sounds somewhat ambiguous, and I now want a game in which I can stomp around as an AT-AT and shoot soap water everywhere instead of lasers. Before I fix the color swatching, just, you know what, actually, one other thing. One other thing while I'm here and thinking about it. Just so the top isn't flat and boring. Just to give the top some dimension to it. AT-ATs would be kind of cool and very impractical as firefighting platforms supported by a swarm of firefighting ATSTs. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Get a lot of mileage out of that. Oh, actually, ah, no! There's these, too. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright. Structurally, that might be it. Let's take a look. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Except for one thing that's gonna be really, frankly, kind of hard to do. Let's see here. I want to do that. I think it's just going to make the Z fighting worse. But I think I'm going to do it anyway. Actually, once I re-swatch everything in the correct colors, I think it'll be okay. Also, doing this from the absolute bottom of the world is not very helpful, but... Nope. Gotta do it the other way. Pixel perfect architecture, chat. How far away are you from jetpack technology? So, funny story about that. I actually have jetpacks. I have a jetpack sitting in my storage at this very moment. I just don't have the packaged fuel for it. That was my mistake. So, another reason why I want to build a chemical plant today is I will finally have access to package jet fuel, and I won't have to struggle like this anymore. I think you just inadvertently made Grand Central. Inadvertently, maybe. I don't know. Grand Central is probably one of my favorite oh crap. Is one of my favorite buildings architecturally. So I'm not sure it was actually an accident. End Eve alert! Jesus Christ! Over 99% of the water on the planet is non-carbonated, proving flat earthers right. That's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. How you doing? Good to see you. The worst thing though, chat, is when you do something like this and then you step back and you look at it and you're like, actually that looks like crap. I don't want to do that. Or you go to all the trouble to do this and then you realize you missed a spot or it doesn't actually line up correctly. And yeah. Took a minute, but yes, I did groan. And a check mark for Friday. Keep forgetting. I have to do this from a specific side. I have to do this from the thin side to the thick side. Okay. So chat, I think what we're actually auguring towards here, I think we're going to end up with something like an industrial city when this is all said and done. Okay, that, all right, yeah, that's, yeah. I like that. It's a cathedral of concrete. And now my dumbass has to redo all the color swatches for it. Goddamn me. It's all swatch 12. Is there actually a way to build in a specific color swatch, or do you really have to do this every time you want to recolor things? think I'd feel a little better about this if it wasn't almost the exact same color. I think I'm a little annoyed with myself for wanting to customize this in such a subtle way. Like the guardrails around the staircase, totally useless. This is great. They give you these options to make it look nice. Yeah, the architectural options in this game are fantastic. They are really, really great. Okay. All right. In the interests of just being able to function in here, for the time being, I'm going to put a ladder. I think what I'm going to do eventually, when I finally get the tickets for it, I think I'm going to get the personal elevator and put it in here. I think that's how we're going to do that. Okay, can I just, like... I need like a color bomb. I need like a bomb I can just drop in here to just turn everything the color that I want. I need like a fill tool. Because I already know I'm going to miss somewhere, and I'm going to come back later, and it's going to look weird. Like, I'm going to be working on something else, and I'll just see my I'll see my concrete plant, I'll be like, oh, crap. I missed a spot. It's so quiet in here. I need some music. I've been listening to the Sanctum soundtrack. Let's listen to the Sanctum 2 soundtrack. Jesus, that's pretty intense for what I'm doing, but okay, I'll take it. Top-down view and then just draw a rectangle and say make this all brown would be nice to have. Yeah, man, that'd be amazing. Yeah, the joy of painting, this is not. I'm also gonna have to go outside and do all the stuff out there too. All right, it's okay though. I think this has been did. And now I just need some lights in here. God, let me align them correctly.
I'm trying so hard to space this out without doing any actual math. And it's not gonna matter because you're not gonna be able to tell how I spaced it out anyway. No thoughts, just vibe architecture? Pretty much. Yeah, at this point, I think I kind of just need to... I just kind of need to be done with this. We've reached a point where the building is functional. It's sealed, it's lit. I just need to give it its actual purpose and then we can move on. And then actually I need to plug this in underneath. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that works. I like that. Out of curiosity. Oh, it has its own... I'm dumb. It has its own volume control. That's what I should have done. Okay. So this works, yeah? Oh, that's what this is for. Okay. Okay, cool. So I can actually... That's for controlling all of these lights. That's perfect, actually. That's exactly what I wanted. Cool. I'm gonna put another one of these here just so I can, you know, get around. All right. I need another one of these. Shoot. That. There we go. All right, that's better. Ah, if they're the same color, they won't Z-fight nearly as much. That, sounds kind of racist.
here. Yep. Oh wait, do I need another one? No, I did a big one up here. That's fine. Can you vent about Grim Dawn for a moment? I put 110 hours in the game over the last couple months, and now on ultimate difficulty is ultimate kicking your ass. Or is like an opposite problem where you're just like, I should have been here the whole time. You have tendency to spawn nemesis right in the way of my next objective. I just want to get, yeah. I always liked the idea of the nemesis system, like, in principle. Once I actually got into Ultimate and had to deal with it, I didn't like it anymore. I wanted to turn it off. Like, I really think they need to change the nemesis system so that it's like... I think it needs to unlock like an optional dungeon, and I mean it doesn't need to be a full dungeon, but it just needs to be a specific arena for you to face that particular nemesis, because it's just a pain in the ass. One of my few deaths in Grim Dawn has been from a nemesis spawning like right in the middle of me dealing with like some really nasty elites. Okay, I think that's everything, chat. I think we got it. Chupacabra MRF is appearing every 10 minutes and infuriating. Yep, that's the one that I got unlocked. I think it's the first one most people are gonna have unlocked. And yeah, he fucking sucks. He is awful. Okay, now then, this thing is kicking out concrete, and I need to give it a way to do what it's supposed to do. This thing's kicking out, what, 180 per minute. So this is actually going to be Mark IIs. Alright, well, that's not ideal, but I can work with this. Very last, stuck helping a really old dude trying to transfer money between an account for way too damn long. Well, I'm glad you survived. Just not gonna worry about this that hard. Okay, we're gonna lift Mark II. Oh yeah. I go like that. And of course I put these... Okay. All of this is fine. All of this is gonna... We're gonna need to reverse this. Scratch that, reverse it. Alright, I should have done this first. I recognize this, chat. I admit my failings. I should have done this first. And then set up the whole power thing around it. At this point, I'm gonna come back to it, frankly. I just want to get this going. And I want to move on to the chemical plant. Because I really need that. I've already been at this for an hour. Tenkite it back to an earlier portal and try to teleport far enough away so it stays back, but it's a pain in the neck to do every time. Concrete. Z fighting. Okay, so. Industrial storage. That should do. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Actually, no, we'll just do it like normal. Aside from that, still enjoying Grim Dawn. I can deal with the story and side bosses well enough. Still challenging, die here and there. It's really great. It is a really great game. Alright. Finally gonna have the super massive storage solution I always wanted, chat. I'm so happy. And then for the time being, just for right now, I'm gonna put a dimensional depot here. There we go. All right. For the time being. All right, it's done. I am done. I am done with our concrete plant for the time being. New area DLC, no, it comes out end of this month, I think. I think it's the end of this month. And as you can see, I have a massive amount of space to expand this as I get more concrete. Favorite class to play through Ultimate? The most effective one that I have is Demolition. Demolition. I think it's Demolitionist Arcanist. I gotta say, chat, I'm pretty proud of how this came out. I'm really pretty pleased. Like, you know, it's not super fancy or anything, but what's up, Deep Thought? Yeah, I did it. I have finished my first actual building. My concrete plant is essentially complete. I need to fill in the underbits a bit. I'm just we gotta change things up. I need to spend some time doing something else here, and we're gonna do it. Right? It looks like an actual building. Incredible, isn't it? And I'm listening to the Sanctum OST. It's a good day, chat. Alright. Now, chemicals. Chemicals. Chemicals, chemicals, chemicals. Chemicals, chemicals, chemicals. Alright, let's do a quick check. Cool as this game is, I would love that series, more of that series, or even a combination. Hey, never say never. Coffee Stain's doing really great right now. They may return to it. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna build my chemical plant zone here. I think I'm gonna build it at this corner. Alright, so I need to plug in... Actually, that's a thought. Hang on. I might be able to actually fit it in between here. Hang on. Yeah, I'd actually really like to go back to the Sanctum series sometime and play that again. Basic fluid stop. Ha! Look at that, chat. Snaps right in. Blueprinting works. The system works. What capacity does this have? 3,200 cubic meters. Oh, it holds more than industrial fluid buffer. Okay. Alright, alright, I need to figure out how I'm gonna do this. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Let me put down a refinery. And we'll look at the recipes and see what we're doing here. Alright, so, we're gonna be pumping in crude oil. Alright. For 60 cubic meters of crude oil per minute, I can make 40 cubic meters of fuel and polymer resin. Residual fuels made from heavy oil residue. There's not a whole lot that I can do. Yeah, I can make residual rubber out of the resin and fabric. Okay, I'm gonna need heavy. Okay. If I make plastic. Okay, the same volume of oil. All right. I gotta think about this. 60 cubic meters of crude oil makes 40 cubic meters. So it's 6 to 4 if you go direct from oil to fuel. If you go oil to residue to fuel, what's that gonna do? All right. The residue to fuel recipe is the same, 6 to 4. So with plastic, it's 6 to 2. And then 6 to 4. You have plot picked out where you can dispose of all your plastic water bottles on this planet. Ironically, this game does give us like a pretty ideal recycling solution in the awesome sink. This one is 6 to 4. See, what I'm wondering is, can I actually run my fuel requirements purely off of residuals? Is it 25 or 6 to 4? Alternatively, I could just do some of everything. I could have... See, I'm not 100% sure how these proportions are going to work even. I have essentially double pipe throughput right now. You know, I just realized... I think I can actually hit that milestone up in the corner. Like, hang on. If I do... My pipelines currently carry 300 cubic meters of fluid per minute. So I can do that. Which means I can get 600 per minute out of here. There's 4, hang on. Math. Because I gotta figure out how much oil I can bring in and how to distribute it. All right, down here is impure, normal. All right, so 2 normals and 2 impures. Normal are 120, so that's 240. 360. Uncrystal. That cluster of oil wells can produce 360 cubic meters of oil a minute. And up here is normal, impure, which is 240. Time and again, love this track. So I think each of these oil fields can run through a single truck station, I think. But it does mean I'm going to need 2 of them eventually, so... Go ahead and put the second one down. There we go. And then we'll enhance this one like we did the last one. That was weird. That was super weird. Okay, so there's that. We've got 2 fluid truck stops. So. So. Let's give ourselves some space to work. Alright, we're gonna need a very different assortment. We're gonna be doing the traditional fix-it foundations for this. Okay, so, I could... I'm limited by my pipes. We could go as high as 600. We could do one network of 30 and one network of 30. Or 300, rather. So... Actually, I want another one. I don't want to crowd myself. This is the big thing with construction now. I don't want to crowd myself. I've played this game enough times that I know what I've done. I know the mistakes I've made before. Can I really not jump that? I really can't jump that, my god. You're kidding me. Asphalt. Fix it. Sorry, I'm being fussy, I know. We'll do it so. Okay. So if we have a pipe carrying 300 cubic meters of oil, why did I get rid of that? I'm trying to put up like a ladder or something. Lose my mind. All right. I'm gonna make plastic. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this first pipe. I'm gonna make plastic. The second one, I'm gonna make rubber because I need these, and I'm gonna need these in huge amounts. Rubber, not as much as plastic, but still. All right. If my pipe's carrying 300 oil, I can have 10 of these. Can I even build 10 of these? I can, actually. New plan. New plan. Now that I recognize what I'm doing here. Now that I recognize what I'm doing here. I'm not going to do it this way. I am going to run out of iron plates, I just realized. Alright, that's as far as this can go. Meaning... Okay. I think I know how this is gonna work. Actually, no. No. I need to maintain... I need to maintain a border along here for other stations in case I need to move plastic to other parts of the factory. You know what? That's okay. That's okay because I can use stations on the other side. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to overthink it to that degree. No, shit, I did that backwards. Damn it. That's what I want. I want it like that. That's what I want. I'm gonna run the pipes around the back. Leave 2 squares of space between each one. 2 ticks. Two. What'd you call him? Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. Holy Jesus. That's a lot of refinery, chat. Okay, I got an idea. Got a kind of neat idea here. If this will actually work. Big if, but... Because my thing right now is I don't want to have to deal with pumps, at least on this side. So... pipeline support. Oh, I don't think you can do wall-based pipeline supports. Can you? Can you, video game? That. Oh, I need these too. Pipeline wall attack. Yep, that's what I need. And I need one more ticket. Alright. I need to head back. I need to head back to the old base anyway. For a second. This is gonna be a big-ass chemical plant, chat. I hope this area in here is big enough. My chemical plant may end up taking up the entire, like, inner ring. Boy, it's gonna feel amazing to be done with this area once and for all. Alright, cool. A few more coupons. I may need more iron plates, I can tell. Still doing its thing. Okay, I need more stators, so pull them off the cloud. Shove some in here, and the rest up here. This is where I'm getting all my engines from. All my motors. Is there anything going on at the MAM? Oh, I completed another hard drive scan. What's this gonna be, chat? Steel rotors and quick wire stators. Okay. So a normal steel rotor is Oh my god. Oh my god, this might actually be really, really, really good. Because I produce such an obscene amount of pipes, and that means I could repurpose... I mean, can we be honest for a second here, chat? If I could get up here to show you something. This entire section of the factory, like over here, is just for producing rotors. Like, this entire wing of the place is for rotors. Alternatively, stators are... Oh my god. Oh my god, I just realized what this means. Because stators are steel pipes and copper wire. Steel rotors are steel pipes and copper wire. I could build all of my motors, all of them, purely out of steel pipes and copper wires. That's crazy. And their production rates would be exactly the same. I mean, honestly, Quickwire Stator is tempting because this would be a higher production rate. All right, I don't have to do anything right now because I'm not setting up that. Oh, but oh my god, I think that's exactly what I needed. I think that's exactly what I needed. That out of here. Oh, I should make, just to get some of this stuff out of my inventory, I should make some of these inhalers. Oh. I don't have enough space. Oh, because I've mash down some proteins and make some more inhalers before I forget. Just inhale that protein. And let's see, because I think this is cycled now. Yeah. All right, there's one more tape we haven't listened to. It's the worst of Goat Simulator. So let's enjoy the worst of Goat Simulator. And make some more SAM fluctuators. Oh, man. Man, that steel rotor thing. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. That's such an easy fix for my whole motor situation. I could do it right now, actually. I could do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now. I just realized, because I already have a production line set up for it. I just realized. Hang on. I literally just have to flip one of my... I literally just have to flip one of my assemblers to steel rotors. And then I can build motors on the spot. Chat, I'm gobsmacked. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's that simple. Smacked right in the gob with a gob. Yeah, both of these... Wait, what are these producing? Oh, they're producing automated what? Hold up. Hang on. Wait a tick. Oh, crap. Okay. Hang on. You're not doing this anymore. You're gonna be making... You're gonna be making motors for me. Except... Except down the room in my inventory for all this crap. Lord in heaven. Unfortunately, I can't just straight upgrade. Alright, hang on. I need to switch... Crap. I don't want to... I don't... We'll figure it out later, chat. We'll fix it in post. Okay, there we go. Alright, I need to shut this thing off. Because that's not where I need wires going. Actually, I don't need that at all. What's going in here? Okay, 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 okay. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I see what's going on here. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do that yet. Hang on. Still thinking, chat. Thoughts are still happening. Okay. This one needs to be converted to steel rotors. That's what needs to happen. Okay. Cool. So that's making 10 rotors per minute. That's making 10 stators per minute. God, I love it, chat. I love it so much. Holy shit, I love it so much. Alright, I'm gonna let that run its course. Meanwhile... I don't need you set up like that anymore. Man, I'm just... I feel like I haven't done this in so long. I don't know what I'm doing. We gotta split this. That's what needs to happen. Okay. And then that goes in there. And then this... Whatever, I don't care. And then that goes in there. And then that can go in there. And then all of these are going to make other things. All right, hang on. If this is making... All right. This is 10 rotors per minute. This is 10 stators per minute. So each of these is going to be getting 5 per minute. All right, I need you to be done. Hurry up. Hurry the fuck up. Hurry the fuck up. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to do this. I don't even need to fucking do this. You're gonna be making motors now. Okay. So it wants 10 per minute. But it's only gonna get 5 per minute. Okay. Having a little bit of a stator problem at the moment. Hang on, I need to... No, I'll just trash that. That's fine. Okay. Oh, and then it's going to kick it out in the wrong place. That's not where I want you to go. At all. Okay. Alright, and then that's going to go over here. Okay. Can I speed this up any further? They're already crystalled. They're already at 200%. Well, we'll go 250. All right. Anyway, I have a new source. I have a new source of motors now. Oh my god, that hard drive. Oh my god, that hard drive. Chat, I can't get over it. I can't get over how much I love that hard drive. Right now. All right. Boom. All right. Let me get back. Let me dump the rest of these stators. Because we need so many motors for all of this. We're going to need just a stupid amount of motors for all of this. Because each of those refineries is going to be motors. Each of my fuel-powered generators is going to be motors. Every truck is going to be motors. Everything, everywhere is motors. For now, unto eternity. Here, have some more stators. Have all the stators. Stator up your life. Okay. Let's get back to what we were doing. Because I seriously want a functional chemical plant today. I want to be making plastic, I want to be making rubber, and I want to be making power. That is the plan. I like this music. I had honestly forgotten how entertaining the Goat Simulator soundtrack was. Y'all are gonna hate me. But I've had a bit of a brainwave here. I realized I need to do something. I realize I'm doing these in the wrong place. I need... Because the hard part about fluid is you have to pump it. Fluid needs actual pressure, and not just the pressure of it being produced, but it needs pressure to move up against gravity. The easiest thing to do is just have fluid flow down. Wherever fluid starts from is the high point, and then it goes down from there. If you try to move fluid back up, you need fluid pumps. So, every tier of this process, ideally, needs to... Fucking circus music. Every tier of this process needs to be lower than the last to do this as easily as possible. And considering I'm doing this at volume, I don't want to build like dozens of fluid pumps just to accommodate this design. So, I'm going to build these initial refineries up here. Considering how often I need these ladders, I'm just putting them on here. I completely forgot you'd be streaming this morning. I mean, it's a rough adjustment, honestly. It's a lot. Brand was like, no dummy stream last night, remember? Yeah. Surprise! Okay. Okay. Listening to this actually makes me want to play Goat Simulator again. I have not played Goat Simulator in probably close to a decade, which in and of itself is kind of insane to think about, that it's been that long. Okay. I want 2 spaces between each one. Doesn't now aligns with that other venerable gaming media institution, Penny Arcade. Oh god. Why must you put it in such terms? Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, this is going to be producing plastic. Because I knew it caused psychic damage. It does, yeah, Penny Arcade. At least when I was reading it, updated Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So, Naren seems to indicate that that is still the case. Okay, here we go. I hope I did this right. I'm gonna need so many of these. Okay, they're all the same. Okay, now, have this. There we go. There we go. Look, chat. Look at this. Look how professional this shit is. Look at this shit. Actually, you know what? We won't even do that necessarily. We'll do an intersection. We'll do a T-junction there. this in. I feel so good about this, chat. I am so happy with this. Holy cow. Okay, anyway. We're now looking at... Alright, 10 refineries, each taking in 30 cubic meters of crude oil per minute, producing 20 plastic and 10 heavy oil residue per minute. So that means I have 100 heavy oil residue coming out of here per minute. 100. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean for the rest of this? All right, so we're going to be using residual fuel. 60 heavy oil residue will turn into 40 cubic meters of fuel per minute. I can clock one of these up to handle the whole thing. That would be 50. Okay, so I'll be making like 60 cubic meters of fuel and change out of that. But I only, the key here is I only need one. The key here is that I only need one. So I think what we'll do, we'll zoop out the rest of this. All right, and then, all right, let's see. You're gonna go on 6, and you're gonna go on 7. I think that's gonna be fine. There we go. Okay. That'll be fine. That's going to be the heavy oil residue out. Okay, so now we got all these guys. Out of curiosity. Industrial, you know what? I think that's gonna be fine. Let's just see if that actually... Can you actually see this from the top? Because if not, I don't care. Ugh. I can actually make this work. I can actually make this work. It's fine. I'm just gonna put the industrial storage for each of these directly. Oh no! Iron rods! My nemesis! Oh, I'm not supplying myself with iron rods right now. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's raining. How about that? Okay, so this is... Okay. I'm gonna have to make a little thing at the end. We're gonna go ahead and start experimenting with... Not experimenting. We're gonna start using fluid packaging. Because the big thing I need to do is start producing fuel for my trucks so my trucks can actually do things. God willing, not only can I get this... Actually, if I just get this set up, if I just get this plastic production and fuel packaging set up, then I can build the highway out and start actually making this stuff do things. All right, where am I making iron rods? Where can I steal them from? Those are plates. I actually kind of need the plates too. I see rods. Okay, I see a space for a dimensional depot here. Anyone know if USB-C on both ends is the new standard for Androids? It is, yes. It is. You have come to the right place for this question, PM Collector Boy. This is my speciality these days. Oh, that's not a merger. That's a splitter. Alright, you know what? Fine. I'll show you. I'll split the splitter. Am I fast enough to escape the screen scrolling yet? Not quite. How's it going, Jerp? What's up? Alright, I'm not gonna steal steel pipes from this one. Honestly, I'm gonna set 2 of these. Yeah, I need to steal steel pipes. More of these that I can yoink. Looks like I can set up one more here. I've been paying this phone off for quite a while. Yeah, seriously, if y'all have any questions about like cables, power banks, headphones, like I'm quickly building expertise in these fields. And then you know what? I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna steal. I'm not gonna steal these because my inventory is full of shit. Alright. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna actually hit this milestone. Because I'm pretty sure I've got the spare goods to do it. Because my motors... Yeah. Yeah, I'm full up on motors, so... And motors will autofill. And frames will autofill. And plastic won't actually. Because I don't have... Oh, well, I won't need to set that up because, well, you know what I'm doing right now. And I don't think... Am I not feeding cable in here? No, I am. I am. There we go. All right. All right, chat. It took ages. It took multiple days, but we finally achieved industrial manufacturing.
Milestone reached. Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly the 2 new project parts.
Skip.
The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of Project Assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
I'm going to go ahead and mark pipeline engineering, but I'm not going to be making heavy modular frames for a while. I may not. I may just skip unlocking train technology entirely. I'm just going to say it. I'm committing to the bit with these trucks. All right, anyway, rods. Okay, we'll be fine on iron rods. That could be a problem, as annoying as USB-A was with finding the right orientation with sturdy. USB-C tends to go flimsy after a few years. At least they're not a bad micro. Yeah. Yeah, micros are gone. Gone. We sell 1 micro cable. And it's actually part of a multi-attachment deal. Believe it or not, we actually still sell a headphone model that uses micro. Skipping trains entirely is getting hyperloops and tears. It's okay. The next time I play this game, I'm not going to use vehicles at all. My next challenge run is just going to be conveyor belts. So if I build this, like, that actually might be too close, I think. Hang on, let's line this up, maybe. Long belts with their own kind of storage too? It's true. It is true. Okay, now the $64 question is, what does this look like from above? Does this look bad? Or is it going to be okay? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, cool. We have a solution. Good. And that's close enough that it's not going to matter. And that's wrong, because that needs to be reversed. Remember the USB style with the 2 screws on either side? Not me. Oh yeah, I got distracted because I ran out of pipes. Yeah, I remember the old monitor cables like that, definitely. There we go. All right, and now just an immense amount of industrial storage. It might have been both, actually. Yeah, monitors definitely were. I remember monitors being like that. I don't really want to do this, but I kind of need to. I kind of need to get everything on one line here. And I'm gonna need more iron plates too. And I probably should have taken care of that before I left the old base, but you know how it goes. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. That is super functional. Next is connecting up all these oil lines. And an 8. Why did it just suddenly arbitrarily turn? Alright, let's see if I did all these correctly. Did it wrong. Dude. Alright, there we go. Internet's taking shit? Yours must have, because no issues on this end. Also, do I have enough for one more? Nope, I'm missing a Mercer Sphere. And I don't have any in my inventory, right? No. Shit, I'm out of Mercer Spheres. Pain in the ass. Okay, anyway, that's fine. In any event, that's fine. Now, then. This is gonna make fuel. The question is, where do we go with it? Where do I put this fuel-producing refinery? The most sensible thing... Well, okay, hang on. We gotta figure this out. Because we're gonna have a refinery making residual fuel. And then we're also gonna have a packager. The packager is going to be making packaged fuel. And for that... 40 per minute. I may just increase this 50%. We may do everything like from 60. So one packager, meaning we're gonna need 60 empty canisters. Canisters are made from constructors. Constructors make canisters at a rate of 60 per minute. Perfect. Okay, cool. Perfect. That all works out. So I need to cram somewhere along this pipeline. I need to cram in an extra refinery. I could just do it all up here. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Because, I mean, that'll be close to the stations, which would be really helpful. And that's this... So this line is this whole thing sorted, basically. I could just do that. Let's do it. So the packager is going to be the last part of this. It's going to be the last part of the process. Packager is going to be making packaged fuel at a rate of 60 per minute. It's going to need... empty canisters, which I'll build over here. rate of 60 per minute. And then we'll do this real convenient, like we'll do this underneath here, and then I think from here we'll borrow the plastic for that. Perfect. All right. And now we just need a refinery. Sitting right here. Slap that right there. There we go. And then this guy is going to be making residual fuel. And we'll crystal you up so that you're making 60 per minute off of 90. And then I think this guy can actually be upgraded to a cross junction. We have to break down everything around it, unfortunately. Pipes sometimes don't connect if you just take the junction out. And I put that in the wrong place. There we go. There we go. All right. That should do it. That should do it. And then we'll reconnect all this with the fuel port here. Get around this stuff. Jesus. A little too close. I want it all to look nice, chat. That's what we're going for. Nice. That. We'll do another one of these. Go. Can this go straight through? Surely. There we go. Oh, crap. I fell down. Okay. So the packaged fuel needs to go in there. And I am very much almost out of conveyors for this. Holy shit, that's beautiful. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, this all works. This all works. And it honestly looks pretty well organized. I mean, this is pretty cool. God, this is honestly really cool. Okay, power. All of this needs to be hooked up to power. Let's see here. This one I'm going to upgrade to Mark II. So that way I can just go ahead and plug. Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing over there, champ? So I can just go ahead and plug all this stuff in and be done with it. All right, this all works. This is all ready. This is all set. Power-wise, we're not actually connected to any kind of grid. Okay. That's right. Lights are kind of a pain like that. Where is the nearest? Because those can only... Oh, this guy. This guy right here. Okay. All right. We're gonna. It's gonna be better. We're gonna make that better. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Oh, I don't think I actually... Did I not set this up for what it needs to be? I didn't. Canister, okay. Alright, so now, chat, what we need to do... What we need to do... is build the highway out to the oil fields. Which are... there. Okay. All right. Time for an adventure.
Being pretty impressive that a map of that size can have a ton of machinery and not run like crap. It is, isn't it? This game is extremely well optimized. I am pleased to say. Because, I mean, each of these sections of a highway I'm building are like, I think close to 100 entities that the game doesn't have any problem processing. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a problem. There's a node. Oh, we're going to go right past this node, actually. Oh, hey, what's up, man? I gotta change this music. I'm gonna go back to, yeah, that one, because I love that one. All right, did I go far enough? Aligning this might be a bit of a challenge. This is currently the tip that we're on. First time I've seen the boombox is like every time I turn away, there's some other random thing that shows they got style. Sure is. Alright. We'll fix this later. Wow, I actually ran myself out of concrete. Oh man, okay. I might be able to pick some up manually for this. Because I'm making a lot of concrete, not all of it's hooked up to the depots. A limestone deposit right there. Perfectly normal limestone, in fact. I was so confused for a second there. Yeah, can't underestimate the sheer volume of concrete that this whole project needs. That all this construction that I'm doing requires. Okay, yeah, this over here. I know this is actually my main concrete production, and I never hooked it up. I never hooked this up to dimensional depots, which is a mistake on my part. Let me get some stuff out of my inventory real quick. Oh, you can't upload tickets to the depot. Maybe you can. I just haven't tried. Sand fluctuator's back. This crystal's back. Oh, I can put equipment back. That's neat. I just need the extra storage space at the moment. It's fine. There we go. All right, yeah. I need enough so I can take all the concrete. Oh god, I didn't realize where I was. I'm back over here. Not interested in you. Too late, buddy. I'm gone. All right, let's get back to it. Now that I'm carrying over 10,000 concrete with me. Put a four-way crossroad there. I think maybe, let's see. Do like 2 of these. That should do. Oh there, champ. You're getting in the way of progress. There's iron right here too. I might need that for iron plates. Am I correct in that we're gonna run into this? We're gonna go past it. No, we're gonna run into that. Or... is that going to be built into it? Is that actually going to work? I mean, if I don't have to do this... oh my god, I think it does work. Ha! How about that? Also, my dumbass didn't realize I could just be doing this from up here. Let's go ahead and do a four-way crossroad here. And yes, I know I'm gonna have to redo all the crossroads because the automatic links don't work. That's fine. We'll do a... now this one might be a bit of a challenge. Shit. That seemed to work. Ish. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to work with those too. Probably gonna need to modify all of that, but that's fine. All right, chat. I think I'm gonna have to pull all this apart. How Okay. How bad is that going to be if I do that? Alright, everything still seems to function. That's good. Oh, I can't make that jump. Wait, I can. Holy crap. Crap. Alright, well, I made it. I made it where I intended to go. Alright. I believe it's time to break all this down. I'm gonna rebuild this based on my needs. Let this finish processing. Or actually, I guess it really doesn't matter too much. So this is it, chat. I'm actually breaking down something else. Add it to my main facility. I might regret doing this. I mean, I have power here, but I don't know if it's actually gonna be enough. Stupid ladder. Okay, we're gonna run this right overhead. So we've got one deposit here, 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 and there. So I think I'm probably going to build... I think I'm going to build the station over here. Crap, I can't remember how flush it's supposed to be. I gotta go up here and check. Wait, that's weird. It doesn't actually line up here. We may need to do it from here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay. Forgot I gotta get these stations all hooked up too. That's also gonna be a problem because the turn is too wide. Well, you know, there's a solution for this. I don't have the concrete for it at the moment. That's okay. There's a whole bunch of logistics to do before we even get into that. I already forgot which pipe I'm supposed to pipe it into. I already forgot. Okay, the left pipe. It's the left pipe. So then, All right, there we go. We're gonna need multiple pipeline pumps to make this work. Let's see if this is actually gonna work. Seems to. Seems to work. So yeah, this is the plan. I'm gonna make a little loop around here. It's gonna be expensive as hell, but, you know. Is it just me, or does that not look like it lines up? Whatever, I got the tools to make this work. Kind of sucks having to fix this stuff manually, but whatever. Make it work. I need to stop, but I really just want to see if I can get this connected correctly. I might not have the concrete for it. I may have to do this on Monday, but let's see. That is so weird. How did that happen? I'm using the same puzzle pieces for everything, yet it's not gonna line up. What on earth happened there? That is so weird. All right, you know, I'm gonna figure it out on Monday. So we're almost there, chat. We're almost there. I've got the basic chemical plant set up for plastic and packaged fuel. I've got the oil depot out here ready. We just have to finish hooking up the roads, and get the initial trucks running. So on Monday, I think logistically we should be ready to do some more stuff. Expand the chemical factory, most likely. Expand our power capabilities, I think. Yeah, a lot of stuff we can do on Monday. So yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Satisfactory. Next week, Wednesday and Thursday nights are gonna be Next Fest, and I will go ahead and post something about Next Fest in Discord once it starts on Monday. Or I guess we'll probably talk about it when I'm streaming Monday, because it'll be starting while I'm playing. So yeah, let's save here. This is the road mystery. All right, chat. Well, thank you all so much for coming out today. Thanks for joining me for if I do say so myself, an epic expansion of our logistical network and the start of something truly great. A truly massive endeavor to bring together all the resources on this planet and build incredible buildings that process them into other things so we can make bigger things and onward and upward. Because that's what Satisfactory is all about. Thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you on Monday for more of this and talk about Steam Next Fest. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.